Hiya. Thanks for joining us again this week. We are into week 7 of these little episodes of the Thurso show. So we do actually have a playlist on our YouTube channel. So if you search us on YouTube, you'll be able to see them all if you've not managed to catch up with them. So this week I'm joined again by Joan Laurie, our Thurso Development Manager, and we're also joined by Sarah Wilkinson, who is a psychology lecturer with North Highland College UHI. It's Mental Health Awareness Week this week, and the theme is #Kindness Matters. So that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about this week. The kindness we've received from volunteers, from donations of financial donations, object donations, business donations. The list is genuinely endless. So it's been really amazing. But there's some other points about mental health that we're going to talk to you guys about tonight. And I think personally, one that's quite important is to remember to be kind to yourself. There's a lot of like beating ourselves up that maybe we're not doing enough, we're not being productive enough, we're not learning a new skill. And you know, each to their own. It's everybody's doing this their own way. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first of all, Joan, what's the story with the community support this week? Fill us in.
Well, it's a lot of kindness that's going about, actually. Our meals were over to 100 meals a day. I'm about to have a dog barking, by the way, just so we're clear about. But that's my mental health, because that's my dog walking. That's what helps me. Yeah, lots of kindness, because lots of wellbeing packs. We have got lots and lots of wellbeing packs that are going out tomorrow. We've got lots that have already been received. Everything from sort of jigsaw puzzles to books. We've got the very capable assistance of some of the volunteers who are librarians and teachers who have been going through lots of books and things like that. We've also got parcels arriving daily, thanks to some of the kindness of the community, just some of those donations that we spoke about. So I believe that there are football goals that have arrived today, thanks to the really good donation that we got from Top Joe's Tartan Army. And we found out yesterday, thanks to Alan Scott at Nuvia, who gave us a heads up about some funding that they had available, that we've just been awarded £3,000, and that's all for wellbeing packs. We've got colouring in that's on its route. If anybody remembers that there was a lovely Thurso print a couple of years ago that was sold in Caithness Horizons, that was like a street map of Thurso, with the artist Gina Ramsey, who's over in Orkney, has converted that into a colouring in for us, so we're going to have that available shortly. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. There is some other things which are more for people who might be struggling, and for organisations. We have a small grant scheme that's available to community members who might be struggling with energy or communication costs. So we'll have details on the website about that tomorrow. We've already been able to give away a few from the people that we've been dealing with quite regularly, but that's available for others to apply for. And also, we're not the only organisation in Thurso who is doing some work. So we've got some grants that are available as well for other organisations. So we'll have details of that on the website. And I'll be sending out some emails to organisations as well that we're aware of that are doing bits of work. So that's one of the things that we need to do as our role as a community anchor organisation, and the funding that we received from the Scottish Government. And we really want to make other organisations stronger just now as well.
Cool. And we have on our website, she says, she'll have to check, our wellness survey, which will be open for another couple of days. So please share your thoughts with us there. We'll have it on our Facebook page as well. We'll link it to this post. So that's a place for you guys to really tell us how you're feeling, what you would like to see, and all these sorts of things. And that would be really helpful for us to try and gauge our response to suit your needs. We have another exciting delivery scheduled in for tomorrow, Joan, dare I say it?
The community magazine will be arriving tomorrow. All 5,000 copies of it, which we are going to attempt to get out around all of the homes in Thurso, Falkirk Caithness West over the weekend at the beginning of next week. So it's full of lots of information about everything from keeping yourself well to the services that we're offering to the stuff that the community's been doing and things like that. We've tried to make it as bright and colourful and beautiful as we possibly can. There's lots of rainbows in there, lots of pictures of the community and things like that. And yeah, lots of ways and tips as to how you can look after yourself at the current time, which is just going back to the Wellbeing Survey as well. That's one of the important things that we're shortly going to hear. I think tomorrow that Nicola Sturgeon's going to be making announcements about how we start to ease lockdown. So filling out that Wellbeing Survey is really important as we start to look towards, you know, we as an organisation and as a town and a community have been really focused on a kind of emergency response at the moment, but now we're beginning to move into a recovery response. And so it's how we deal with that and what we need to do and what the community needs. These are all the sorts of bits of information that I need. Filling out one of these surveys, first of all, it'll give you a little bit of something to do with yourself. But second of all, that's where I get the evidence that I then go and write the funding applications that means that we can bring money into this community to help people. That's basically it. So please fill out the Wellbeing Survey and give me something to do then when I analyse all the results.
Awesome. So thank you for that, Joan. I'm sure we'll have lots more to say next week and as things progress, as you say. So I've got a couple of questions now for Sarah. As I say, Sarah is a psychology lecturer with North Highland College UHI. So Sarah's here to just kind of give us some hints and tips, as we've been speaking about our mental health and our awareness of our own mental health and those around us. So Sarah, I know that personally I've become a lot more aware of my own mental health since lockdown. Can you give us any hints and tips on how people could perhaps understand and deal with feeling a little bit differently at the moment?
Yeah, I think one really important thing to remember is that, you know, even though we are 8 weeks, I think, into this situation, it is still a really unusual situation. I mean, it sounds like a cliche, we hear it all the time, it's unprecedented, you know, but it's absolutely true. And your brain actually works without you even realising it. It adjusts and tries to adapt to situations, and it kind of reacts in a stress, threat kind of way, without us even realising that that's happening. And that can cause all sorts of, not only changes in mood, changes in the kind of way that you think, but also physical things, sleep disturbances, kind of, you know, you might find your jaws tense, or your shoulders, and all sorts of different things. And you might not maybe realise why you're feeling like you are. And as I say, especially because we're kind of 8 weeks in now, people might think, well, I should be feeling okay now, I should be used to this. That's not actually the case. So as you said before, Marion, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Be kind to yourself. Be aware that this is still an unusual situation and probably will continue to be for a while, because although we've got some good news hopefully in the pipeline, things aren't going to go back to normal straight away. So we're still in this really unusual situation. So yeah, being aware of that and knowing and understanding that it's okay to feel different, and that, you know, even after this period of time and going forward as well, you probably still will be feeling different. And I think it's also important not to compare yourself with anybody else, because we're all different, we're all individuals, we all react in different ways, we have different personalities. You know, I'm quite an extrovert personality, and my partner is introvert. He's actually adjusted really well to this whole situation. I haven't so much. And as someone who generally likes to think of myself as quite optimistic, quite kind of, you know, upbeat, I've had really bad days, and it's been a surprise to me. But being aware, with my kind of background and awareness of mental health and psychology, I've kind of been able to sort of realise that that's okay and why that is happening, and kind of use some strategies as well, grounding techniques and various kind of strategies that you can use to sort of get a sense of perspective, to pull back, to realise how you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, and maybe just kind of, as I say, come back to earth a bit, because it can all get a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, it really can. I think one thing that I've seen a lot as well is this kind of stay positive message, which is great, and positive vibes and all these sorts of things, which is great. But sometimes it's easier said than done. You know, you can't force yourself to feel positive if, as you say, you're having a bad day or whatever. So what do you do to stay positive, and do you have any tips for anybody to try at home themselves?
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say that, Marion, because, you know, it's great to have positive messages and we do want to feel good, but actually, you know, it's not natural to feel great and positive all the time. We do have ups and downs, and don't feel guilty if you're not feeling great all the time, because sometimes you won't be. So maybe just acknowledge that it will pass. Hopefully, you know, you'll kind of move that through that stage. You might be having a bad day, take it for what it is and think about the next day, because you wake up and it's a whole new day. I think for myself, you know, as I say, I've had some really kind of down days where I've just felt like I wanted to stay in bed, go back to bed, hide away from the world, which is quite ironic considering, you know, we're sort of being forced to do that. But yeah, I think it's your defense mechanisms. It's your way of trying to cope, is to withdraw completely from everything. Some days you might need to do that. And it might be good just to watch Netflix, just to cozy up, just to kind of chill out and give yourself a break, you know, and don't try too hard. Oh, I must do this, I must do that. You know, that can be counterproductive. But, you know, in terms of sort of staying positive, I think I'm tending to take things one day at a time at the moment. I'm not making long-term plans. I'm not overthinking things, thinking about the future, trying to think of each day as it comes, building some self-care each day, some time for yourself, something you enjoy, whatever that may be. And yeah, just as I say, just don't beat yourself up about stuff. Don't feel like you have to try too hard. Give yourself a break. And yeah, if you're not feeling great every day, don't feel bad about that. I would say though, you know, if you are having a period of time where you are feeling quite low for days on end and you really feel like you're not coming out of it and you're really struggling with things, reach out to somebody. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of organisations out there. Breathing Space is a really good website to go on. So yeah, just reach out. Don't feel isolated, you know, contact someone, phone someone, and do, you know, tell people how you're feeling, I would say.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that, Sarah. My last question is, lots of people, as we're saying, you know, I've felt some pressure to kind of do more, almost be more creative, be more social. There's always a Zoom chat going on. There's always this, that, there's a workout online, there's a facial online, everything's online. But for some people who have enjoyed those things, they've been amazing. Some people really have kind of flourished and found a new interest, found something they're really passionate about. So if that's the case for some people, is it a possibility to sign up with North Highland College at the minute and kind of browse the courses and see what they could get stuck into in the future?
Absolutely. I'm not sure whether people are aware, but, you know, we're all working, I'm working from home super hard, harder than I'd say I ever have before, you know, and everyone at the college is working really hard behind the scenes. We're getting the students through this year, but we're also thinking about next year, and we're planning for delivery for next year. The website is open for applications. We've had quite a few inquiries from people wanting to maybe upskill, even people wanting to maybe retrain, completely kind of have a change of career. So yeah, go on the website, have a look what's available. We're planning for next year, and what we're doing is we're kind of, all of our degrees, by the way, most of our degrees are online. So that's kind of really handy in this situation. But our further education, our full-time, sort of part-time courses tended to be face-to-face. We're planning for alternative kind of modes of delivery. So we're getting ready to kind of like do things differently to make sure that we can still carry on and still offer what we do to students. And, you know, there's things, for instance, you could do in mental health and wellbeing, psychology, maths, English, and those are things that you can maybe do part-time and just join in with that with other students who are maybe on a full-time course. So there's those options as well. And also we're thinking about doing some short courses, some one-day courses, or kind of just short courses that people can get on board with. And the online sort of virtual delivery actually makes things quite flexible. So it's really kind of, although it's very challenging, it's opened up lots of opportunities and made us think differently about stuff. So yeah, absolutely, go on the website, see what's out there. And if you're in any doubt, just get in touch with the college and somebody will respond to your queries. Yeah.
I'm sitting nodding so hard because I've got one in my house who's currently studying online at North Highland College, and of course it wouldn't traditionally have been, but as obviously it seems to be working very well for him. But also, I did my degree through UHI, that's in sustainable development. I'm in the job that I am in now because of the online and the flexibility that North Highland College and UHI was able to give to me. So it's a fantastic way to study.
Good, that's good to know, Joan.
Cool. So thank you for joining us tonight, Sarah. So what we'll do is any resources we've mentioned, I'll try and remember to pop them in our Thurso Wellness Facebook group. Just give it a search on Facebook and ask to join and we'll get you in there. We're sharing daily loads of hints and tips, not just on mental health awareness, but on fun activities we can do as a family, things you can do by yourself. We're sharing what we're grateful for each day, things like that. So I'll pop that, pop anything we've spoken about in there as well for you guys to have a look at. As always, we record this on a Wednesday evening. It'll go out on a Thursday afternoon. So 8 p.m. tonight, we will be encouraging you. Apparently the weather's going to be nice, so another excuse to get outside and clap and show our appreciation for our key workers who, as we say, we are 7-8 weeks into this. It is hard going. These people are working all the time for our safety. So yeah, we just want to show a bit of appreciation. If you jump on again onto Facebook, everything's on Facebook, and see the Caithness Thursday Night Boogie for Key Workers Facebook page. At the moment, or when I looked this afternoon, I should say, the vote was still open. It was looking like Amazing Grace on the pipes was winning, which will be
that'll have me in tears, Marion.
Yeah, that'll be an emotional one if that's the case. But yeah, they'll have it on their Facebook page and you can jump on and take a look for yourselves. And I think that's about us for this week. Joan, I think I spoke so much last week you couldn't get a word in and I forgot something. Have I forgotten anything this week?
I don't think so. I think the only thing that I'd say is just to go back to your very opening point about how you can catch all the past episodes on YouTube. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube because every time we get a new subscriber, we are delighted. We've also made 11 whole pence from Google. So, and YouTube. So, every little helps.
Hey, Joan, next thing you'll get your plaque like Joe Wicks has got, 1 million subscribers.
We might be a way off there yet, Sarah. Yeah.
Well, stranger things has happened.
Totally. And can I just say thank you very much for inviting me along. I've really enjoyed it. So thanks, girls. You did a great job. Brilliant.
Thank you for joining us, Sarah. I think lots of really good advice as well. And yeah, just be kind to yourself, everybody.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.